In a large metropolitan area like Dallas-Fort Worth, police stay busy answering calls.
This is a major city. We get calls like clockwork.
And in Dallas,
I grew up in Oak Cliff.
there are groups of officers
I grew up behind the VA, single-parent home.
making it their mission to engage with the community each day.
The good thing about our unit is almost like the old beat cop.
And for some, that mission's personal.
I believe that this community is often ignored, and I feel that my presence in this community it brings a difference, especially to the young black girls that see me.
Officer Tiffany Williams and Officer Lance Delasbour are with DPD's Redbird Outreach Center.
Mount Hood Redbird, come talk to us.
Working with both patrol and neighborhood policing assignments, they see a lot.
We interact with the residents to see what's going on in the actual community.
These officers say community engagement is key. Between service calls, neighborhood police like them are staying busy traveling parts of the city, checking in on residents.
Oh my goodness, we're here for them. So it's at our best that we have a relationship with the community.
All right.
Neighborhood police are making proactive stops at local apartment complexes, talking to managers and tenants. They're walking the streets, talking to neighbors, and checking in on businesses too.
It's been a tough year.
Residents like Rhonda Stanton recognize after a tough year that included protests across the country and national calls for police reform, building bridges locally between community and police can be key.
Everything has been more negative towards the officers, but they're still people.
People behind the badge and in uniform who still recognize there are challenges to building trust. Delasbour says images nationally can trickle down and unfairly frame perceptions of local law enforcement.
There's a huge distrust issue, but at the same time, there's more people that trust us than people that don't.
And it's why some officers are so focused on building those relationships outside calls for help. In Dallas, I'm Damon Fernandez.